Hey, welcome back to another episode of Mission Human Excellence. Did you know, like most people that are making real progress in life right now doesn't just work a job anymore? Let's just dive right in, right? Like the most people that are just getting out there and moving forward in life, they have this thing called a side hustle. And I'm sure you already know what it is. Everybody's talking about a side hustle, starting a business, doing something on the side, yeah, right? Like a lot of people are starting to realize that this economy, it doesn't matter what happens, the government is going to take care of us and they're probably incapable to do it. Now, yes, there's many ways to make another income. You can get another job, which a lot of people are doing, right? You can build a business that kind of just makes money, which a lot of people are doing. But what if there's a way where you can not only just build a business, but fulfill your assignment that God has given you and do it with the full passion that continues to fuel this side hustle, right? This is what I'm going to talk to you about. Today, I want to talk to you about side hustles and how side hustles together with passion and purpose can finally get you moving forward with a lot of profit. So Mission Human Excellence is my side hustle, right? Right now, this side hustle consists of a podcast, consists of a group that I'm running, consists of some of the things that I've been learning and I'm doing. So I'm incorporating a lot of these stuff into a community, right? I want to build this community not because I want it. Yes, I do want it. But bigger part is if I want it, then I know a lot of people are going to want it. Now I got to go out there and find some of the people who's going to want this, right? Mission Human Excellence was one of those things where, I know that if I share my story, if I get other people to share their stories, eventually people are going to resonate and they're going to continue to come in and just be inspired and improve themselves because of it, right? Finding resonance in another person or almost feel like looking in the mirror with another person is inspiring. It's inspiring to hear other people's stories, how they broke through where they were, conquered the things that they had. And at the end of the day, really finding things that, it's completely different thing, completely different life that they're living. Right? I have a couple of people I'm talking to right now that really want to get on podcasts and just haven't had a chance to do so. But I really want to make sure that we're not only growing. Yes, this is my side hustle. I'm growing this business, but I want to make sure we're not just growing financially, but we're growing in holistically, right? That means we got our spiritual, we got our physical, we got our relationships, and then we got our finances. Yes, finance is important, but it's like everything else makes up the car, right? Your spiritual is your imagine your body is a car, right? Your spiritual life is your engine. Your body is going to be the body. Your relationships is going to be the directions, right? We all heard of you're the closest. You become 5 of your closest friends, right? Like the environment, the people you have around matters. That's a direction in life. And lastly, that's your finances, that's your fuel. So once you have a car ready, you can fuel in and start driving, right? Yes, money is cool, but we got to make sure everything else is ready. Now that's my side hustle. I want my side hustle to look like a life that I'm living holistically and reflecting that out there. My passion is for you to understand there's not one way to live life. There's not one direction to live life. There's not just a section of life, right? This life is holistic. You gotta look at everything there is. And the 4 pillars that I talked about earlier encompasses it all, right? I want to make sure that this side hustle really, my side hustle called Mission Human Excellence really conveyed that message to people, right? This is why I'm doing such things like doing things like this, doing podcasts, right? Doing community, doing groups and talking to people and really understand, help people understand. Yes, you're going to start a side hustle, but before we even start there, let's make sure your life is online, right? Why am I telling you all this? Yes, having a side hustle can bring you benefits, right? Benefits such as more money, benefits such as more freedom, benefits such as even firing your boss at the end of the day. right? But before you even get there, you gotta understand how to build resilience. That is spiritual. You gotta understand how to solve problems, right? A lot of those problems are gonna be relationship problems. You're gonna have to learn how to sell, learn how to market. Those are all relationship related problems, right? You have to expand your network. That's a relationship. Those are relationship stuff that you have to do to work on, right? You're gonna make sure your body looks good. You gotta make sure you have the energy. You gotta make sure you have proper attire. You gotta make sure you dress nice. Give out the good first impression. Smile. Practice those things, right? So that's your physical. This is what I'm saying. Like, you gotta have the spirit. You gotta have the physical sense. And then you gotta have the relationships before your business even take off, right? A lot of people, I mean, don't get me wrong. There are people that make a lot of money and they're just a horrible person. They have nothing spiritually. They're fat and overweight. There are people like that, but are they happy and fulfilled? I want to ask you this question. Are they happy and fulfilled? Do you think they're happy and fulfilled? I know some people that makes good money, but they got to Uber to a place that's down the street. They'd rather spend $25 to Uber down the street than walking for 5 minutes. That's the reality, right? So I want to tell you all about this, and I want to make sure that you understand side hustle. Yes, it's the end goal is to make money, but if you don't have the purpose and the passion behind everything that you need to do to side hustle with, it's not gonna go much far than just another thing that drags you down. I've burnt out from side hustles many more times than I want to admit. I've burnt out so many times because those are the things that other people wanted me to do, not what I wanted myself to have. So I just want you to know, like, there's a difference between a side hustle that is full of purpose, full of passion, and full of the things that you want to do, versus a side hustle that's just there for you to make money. Versus something that's outside of your gift, in the Christian perspective, outside of your gift, that you're forcing it to happen. It just doesn't happen, right? And having fulfilled your assignment that God gave you, that's your purpose, having full emotional attachment to the side hustle that you have, that is the passion, and the money will flow. Money alone, you might make some money, but you can't do all that stuff. I'm gonna give you a couple points, right? How to find a side hustle that is within your purpose and within your passion, and then I'm gonna give you some actions that you can do for after this, so you can apply it, see if there's anything that you can do to really push this forward. And if you want, there's going to be a lot of these content inside of the free group that I am starting. It is completely free. I'm not asking anybody for anything. It's when you get inside, there's going to be a free course with a lot of material that I'm building right now that is going to benefit you, that is going to help you, and I know that it is going to help you succeed in starting a side hustle. So let's start with 3 things I'm gonna show you right now, and then if you want more, comment below. No, send you the link to the group. So the 3 things I'm gonna tell you today to really find a side hustle that is fully your purpose and fully your passion. First thing is, you gotta know what your purpose is. So you gotta ask this question. Jesus, at the end of the day, Jesus, when you get to heaven, he's gonna tell you something. If you brought a lot of people inside the kingdom, he's going to tell you, well done, good and faithful servant, right? But imagine, okay, we're all going to get that. Imagine we're all going to get that. And then he's going to tell you something else. What is he going to tell you? What do you want Jesus to tell you at the end of your days here? Do you want to go up and hear, you absolutely conquered the world and you made a lot of money? Great. Your generations are taken care of. Your kids are taken care of. Your grandson is taken care of. You're set, right? That's okay. For me, I want Jesus to tell you that you were the fathers to the fatherless. That's all it is. How am I going to get there? That's the vehicle I'm going to start for me to really get out there to find the people, not just, don't have fathers, like physically don't have a father, but don't really have the relationship with their father, right? That's for me. That's my purpose. So what is yours? What do you want Jesus to tell you? Right? So that's point number one. Point number one is, what do you want Jesus to tell you when you get to heaven? Besides, well done, good and faithful servant. Point number two, you have to make sure, we'll talk about purpose. Now we got to talk about passion. Is you got to understand what you're passionate about, who you have a heart for. A lot of it is going to come from the first question, but second question is the who you have a heart for. That's going to be the people that tug your heartstrings. You're going to need to have that emotional, attachment to the things, to the people that you serve. So you want to, so there's investment in you need to serving them better, right? That's point number two. You got to know who you have a heart for. I have a heart for people who didn't have a relationship with their father, or didn't grow up with their father, or just people who want to have a father figure in their lives. That's all. I'm going to go find them. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to have them in my tribe. It doesn't even have to cost money. Right? So that's point number two. Point number three. You have your purpose. You have a passion. Now you got to find time to do the right things. You can't just, find time and do whatever you want. You have to find time and do the right things. There's certain things that we have to plan out for you, for your side hustle, that we got to plan out, make sure that it is driving you to the right direction. And then, so that's point three, right? You're going to make time to do the right things. Now, obviously there's going to be a lot of these things in the group, but I have a couple questions for you to just, go back and think on, right? A couple questions for you to think on, a couple questions for you to really understand, like, how you can start a side hustle that's going to eventually fulfill you, not just fulfill you financially, but fulfill you holistically, right? The first question I already asked you, first two questions I already asked you, right? What would Jesus tell you if you go to heaven and it cannot be, well done, good and faithful servant? Question number one. Number two, who do you have a heart for? This is typically who you were before, who you were maybe 5-10 years ago, that you got out of that area, and now you can look back and help other people get out of that same area, same place. Number three, how can you find 3 hours of time every single week, 3 straight blocks hours every single week, for you to just sit down and get a lot of work done? All right, that's point number three. Point number four. Question number four. Question number four is, what is the smallest thing that you can do? What is the smallest little action you can do right now, today, to kick you forward to start that side hustle? So I'm going to just leave you these 4 questions to think about. The things that are, if you want to come into the tribe and share it, I would love to hear it. But also, just write them down, have a journal, think about these things. And if this helped you, let me know in the comments. I would love to hear more from you guys, right? All the questions are also in the comments below. Comments, show notes below. So I appreciate y'all for listening. Really think on those questions, because a side hustle that has purpose and passion is going to be the side hustle that brings you most fulfillment and profits together. So thank you for listening. Until next time, I'll see you later.